we consuming too much? Does our environment need us to stop? If we got rid of the billionaires, could we live sustainably? After a recent video, I was told I have no idea what degrowth is about, that I act as if I just learned last week what it was. BS, and total BS. Hey, maybe you should just listen to Jason Hickel. Okay, let's do it. First, here's my proposition. If we want to use degrowth as a tool to control environmental health, it's not just the billionaires or even the millionaires who need to cut back from their 3 cars, 8 houses, and 145 pairs of shoes. It would require what many consider to be near a poverty standard of living today. And humanity will never voluntarily choose poverty. Therefore, this is not a viable solution. So if we're serious, if we actually care about the environment, then we need to advocate for solutions that will actually work in the real world. And I'll briefly mention them at the end of the video. So, let's read some Jason Hickel. This year, The Lancet published this lit review of post-growth, including Hickel, Kate Raworth, and many others. The paper cites what they believe is a decent life, one where the human needs can be met at a good standard of living. So now we can all decide this together. Are they accurate to describe this a good standard of living? Or am I correct to call this a significant decrease, nay, bordering on poverty? The nice thing about this 2020 paper is we get specific details, rather than abstract measures such as GDP per capita. Table 2 here lists the specific energy needs for nutrition, shelter, hygiene, clothing, etc. First, housing. They claim we only need 161 square feet per person or 644 square foot for a family of 4. I don't know about you, but I've never lived in a place this small. When my children were babies, we did live in an 800 square foot duplex that also had a yard. Who among my degrowth advocating viewers actually lives in a place this small? And do the authors of this paper actually do it? Next, the authors say we only need 50 gallons of water per day for a family, which includes a 2.5-minute hot shower per person. But we find Americans use more than twice that amount of water, and the average shower takes about 16 minutes. Oh, and I should probably also say that this hot water also includes doing dishes or washing your hands, which would cut into that. Next, clothing. They allow a limit of 4 kilograms of new clothing per year, so I put together a little budget. And it includes 1 new pair of pants or shorts per year, 1 new pair of shoes, not dozens. And this is all you can consume per year, by the way, so this includes birthday and Christmas. So only 1 hat, scarf, or pair of gloves per year. And if you need a heavier pair of snowshoes that year, then you'll have to wait another year before you can get those new pair of pants. And hey, most people think it's probably pretty reasonable to own a combined 8 pair of pants and shorts. That means each pair has to last you 8 years before it can be replaced. And before you disagree with me, count your own closet first. And while the list does have heating, a cell phone, 1 laptop, I guess that takes less energy than a TV, a washing machine, and 1 stove, just walk around any middle-class household and see how many more appliances make life more convenient and enjoyable. And even still, they limit that washing machine to just 40 loads a year. That's less than 1 a week. Oh, and the washing machine will be shared with your neighbors. The degrowth scholars consider a microwave, a toaster, blender, dishwasher, dryer, crockpot, mixers, power tools, hair dryer, and even a stereo to be an excess energy surplus. The wealthy must eliminate this excess consumption. I had many commentators say that we should simply stop paying attention to such capitalist measures such as GDP, as if that would magically stop our consumption. But this paper itself calculates what the GDP per capita would look like. Look, nearly every country with more than $6,000 GDP per capita per year is consuming too much energy in their view. Only a handful of poor nations are living below their threshold. And I don't know about you, but I think $6,000 a year is poverty. But more than that, I think these degrowth scholars are simply hypocrites. Do they really not use a microwave? I want to see them choose to avoid the modern conveniences and material pleasures that the middle class finds to be pretty basic. And if they aren't doing it, then they don't really care about the environment, do they? So, since degrowth is not a viable solution, what is. We need major technological progress and investment, allowing us material prosperity using less resources. And this isn't some science fiction. We're already doing it. The US and Europe now have decades decreasing their greenhouse gas emissions. Today, the United States produces less emissions than it did when I was born back in the late 80s. Because of our more efficient vehicles, appliances, and better insulated homes, we use less energy per person today than we did more than 50 years ago. Yet we fly more, travel more, and have a higher standard of living. But we have a lot of work left to do. While coal usage has been plummeting in the past 2 decades, it still comprises 8% of our energy portfolio. Solar and wind are growing exponentially, but we still have a lot of untapped potential on our hands. We need a sustainable environment, and we need prosperity for every human being on this planet, and we need solutions that people will actually choose. We've made significant progress so far, and we can make a whole lot more.